Bienvenidos Breakers, una edición más de este mes tan especial porque las mujeres en todas las industrias tienen una historia que contar y esta no es la excepción. Una mujer que hoy nos acompaña con muchísimo talento, fuerza, empoderamiento y sobre todo humanidad. Estefa.
Celebrating Women's Day, empower, impact, and inspired through the stories. And we're very thankful to have you because you are a powerful woman who inspired and inspired others what you do. We have
a Serena Anthony. Por favor,
welcome
to our break.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for having me. I feel very honored to be here.
No, it is a pleasure because, again, we're trying to be very selective with the women that we have in this edition, and you're one of them because you're inspired through your work, to what you do. But we forget that it's a process. You've been in this industry for 20 years. If we go back 20 years back, women in the media and and all of this, it was not easy to be where you are today.
No, it wasn't. And as women, I think it's even harder. When we have ambitions and aspirations, we have to fixate ourselves on what those are and really, push forward, be persistent, go after our goals, knowing that there are going to be obstacles along the way. And one of the things that, as women, we should prioritize is lifting each other up. And not getting in the way, not seeing each other as competition, but more seeing each other as, somebody we can learn from, inspire and really empower one another, as opposed to see each other as competition, because that can be a massive obstacle.
Exactly. It's very important to also know that being in your industry for so long, like with so many changes every day, like 20 years ago, I am sure the industry didn't work like it's working now. So for you, what is the main challenge that you are lately maybe going through and have all of that, all the pieces together to be like a female empowered like woman in your industry?
I think for me personally, it's getting out of my own head, recognizing that I deserve to be here and leaning in, owning my space. I've had a number of leaders tell me to own my space. And that's something I say to myself, a lot of positive self-talk along the way. It's own your space. You deserve to be here. Force out the negative voices in our heads. Sometimes we are our own worst critics. We have a tendency to get in our own way. I think we can be our own obstacles. And so my advice to all women who are climbing the corporate ladder, who have a seat at the table, really embrace that, lean in, own your space, and know that you have every right to be there.
Incredible.
I love that. I love that, especially because you were saying that we see sometimes competition on the other side, and we believe we are the own competition for ourselves. But to be able to understand that, to be able to accept that, you need to learn on your light and your shadow of your, of your side and your personality. How did you find that powerful in you? Because sometimes you need to believe more in you than in your dream or in anything that you want to believe to be able to succeed.
Positive self-talk. Knowing what you want, setting it as a goal and going after it. In our early years, we don't always know what we want to do. I always knew that I wanted to have impact. I wanted to lead. I wanted to have a profession that allowed me to manage and lead people. I had to set my intentions and make sure that I was doing everything I could to get to that place. And when you have children, I've got two beautiful daughters who I want to lead and who I want to see me as the woman that I am today, which is a very devoted mother, but somebody who is highly ambitious and very career focused. And I genuinely believe that you can do both. And it takes a lot of work. It's a struggle, and you have to try and find. People say balance. I don't think balance actually exists.
Exactly.
I don't think balance exists, but find a way to do both in a way that's acceptable in both of your spaces. And when you're doing, one thing, if it's parenting, be super mindful and present with your children. but have them understand that when I have to get on a plane to travel for work, I have to put all of my energy there. And making those choices is not always easy as a mother, but that's how I do it. I do it for my kids, and I remind myself often that I'm doing this for them.
That's great. So talking about the initiative that you are being doing in your work, like for the inclusion part, it's very important to mention that because I think it's part of your big challenge too, not just as a woman, as a human being. So what is the main message that you can give to the people? Like, okay, I'm doing this, but it's because, what is the progress? And let's talk about a little bit.
Sure. I think we have the industry at large, whether it's hospitality, whether it's corporate, whether it's media advertising, the industry that I'm in. I think seeing more people of color, people from diverse backgrounds, people of different genders, all deserve to have the same level of opportunity. We're not there yet, but I am a huge advocate. Obviously, I'm a chief people officer. I'm very fixated on everything diversity, equity, inclusion, and belonging. I'm a woman of color, so I'm a huge advocate for ensuring that we are creating opportunities that allow people from diverse backgrounds to have the same access to opportunities. I'd love to see more people of color, people from diverse backgrounds occupying very senior roles. We don't always see that. To me, it's everything. I think when you have diverse perspectives at the table, you're setting yourself up for success because you are showing, so you're a demonstration of the communities we live in. And if you have one sort of lens, you're neglecting an entire population that can't relate to you. So for me, diversity is everything. Yes. Inclusion and making people feel like they belong is something I'm hugely focused on.
And we thank you because as an immigrant, it's hard. It's hard when you don't see that, and when you're trying to fight for dreams or you're trying to achieve a purpose in your life. If you don't have that, it's a lot of, especially for your mental health. It's difficult to go through all of those challenges. Thank you. You're a woman to inspire. You're a woman that empower. But to be able to empower, you have to empower yourself.
Right.
How Serena empowered herself?
I have to get better at self-care. It gets hectic. I am traveling. So when I'm not traveling for work, I'm full on, parenting, lots of soccer practices, lots of games, a massage, some solitude. I'm a hugely extroverted personality, but I think as I'm getting older, I'm becoming a little bit more introverted. I like my personal space. I get energy from being alone and having some time just to think.
She's an inspirational woman, but I want to know who inspired you.
Well, you both inspire me. I love what you're doing.
Thank you.
So let me start by saying that I come from a family of very strong women. My grandmother lost her parents at 12 and had to raise her siblings, 4 siblings, from the age of 12 onwards from another country. My mom is a force to be reckoned with. My sister, she has never let that experience stand in her way of the mother that she is today, of the employee and corporate woman that she is today, and as the sister, mother, daughter to all of us that she is. She inspires me very much.
Determination also. I love that. Like, again, thank you so much for being here with us, taking this break, giving them your story, sharing all the stories and the things that you're going through professionally, because it's an inspiration at the end of the day. And it's the main message that we're trying to give you. Es lo que más estamos intentando darles a ustedes televidentes con todas estas historias, porque la historia de ella puede ser la de muchísimas otras mujeres, y lo más importante este mes, o que tiene que irse por todo el año, lo que sea, es empoderarnos. Ese es el mensaje principal entre nosotras.
Thank you again for inspiring us, and you guys stay there. Comenzamos con muchísimas más mujeres que nos inspiran. Ustedes quédense ahí conectados por aquí por
El Break TV.
Thank you.
How was it?
Fine.
Good.
Is that okay?
Yeah.